Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I want to talk about a situation that just happened that is a real, an everyday kind of example of narcissistic behavior, selfish behavior, toxic people behavior, whatever you want to call it. I'm not diagnosed, I'm just saying the behavior. These days people call it narcissistic behavior, when somebody's doing, various things, okay? Oh, I can't list them all. But in this one, it's an everyday kind of example. Now, okay, to start off with, I had some experience at a grocery store that really just ticked me off. And it was like the final straw kind of thing. And then it even got worse after that. I found out some fruits I'd bought there. It was an apple, it was literally rotten to the core. And that was one of my complaints, because some of their food had, one of the things had mold on it. Okay, yeah, need to do a better job than that. But it was the final straw for me. So today I was out this morning and I was making videos, and I remembered there was a grocery store over here. I have not been to that grocery store in eons, okay, years. And I've said in other videos that I live in what I call Narcissism-Ville, but I didn't really give them that that reputation of they had the reputation since at least 30 years ago when I first heard of this town, and it was before then because it already had the reputation. I didn't give it to it, in other words. But yeah, I can see it. I can see it go 10 miles outside of here to a different suburb of Dallas, and it's very different. Very different. Anywhere I travel outside of here, it's very different. And of course, it's not everybody, and of course, that's just a reputation, a stereotype. And, it's not everybody. But I do see the difference. And so it's one of those things, like you start going to a store and you start seeing a behavior, and if you report it, the next thing, like me, I say, that's enough. The next time you go back, it's going to be all different people. In every job I've ever seen around here, it's always different people. I think it's hard for them to find quality employees or employees that are going to stay. And when they do have them, they are bad. Some of them, not all of them. Anyway, so I hadn't been to this store in years and basically had forgotten about it. I think Adam and I went one time, and then we got something that just didn't taste right, so we said, nah, not this store. But anyway, the other store, I said I'm not going to go, and I didn't finish buying my groceries the last time. I went there a few days ago, so this is a long explanation for the background to all this. But anyway, I was over in that area and I saw that store and I said, oh yeah, maybe I'll just pick up the few items I need at the store. Okay, and these are things that are in cans and bottles that I need. Like I needed some peanut butter. Okay, pick up peanut butter. And some one particular type of canned soup. So, it wasn't something that I would need to, question that might be bad like the last time I was there, kind of thing. And one of the problems that we have, that I'm not the only person, by the way, I'm not the only person who sees this, and I'm not with the other people who see this whenever it happens, not always. But one of the bad things is customer service, and I know some people who work in customer service, I have in the past. They'll say, oh, well, the customer's not always right. That's true, the customer's not always right, but the customer also is not always wrong. And I think it's gone to the other extreme of thinking that the customer is always wrong and the employee's always right and the customer is in their way, like in a grocery store. And I think it's gone to that extreme that is the employee thinks they're the ones who the customer should move out of the way for, the customer better mind. It's kind of stuff totally twisted. Really, seriously, it's gotten that bad. At least around, some of the places around here, and not everybody, not every situation, like I keep saying. But anyway, so one of the things that happened in the store is I've been trying to find this certain kind of salami, and I'm not a person who eats salami. It wasn't something. It was just that I was trying to find it because Adam likes it, and I was trying to tell him. And he's, what kind it was, and he remembered it too from a long time ago. Okay, and I was trying to find something that was even similar to it, and so I decided to check this deli. And basically, it took me a while to get. The woman was like, when she had to come up there, she was my age, around my age. And she was like, you know, I just stopped her from doing what she was doing, which she was walking around, you know, from the back to around to another side, and I had to ring the bell to get somebody's attention as it was. Anyway, but the whole while I wasn't going to just continue doing to find what I was looking for. Seriously, I am not buying stuff just to have to test one thing after another, because she doesn't want to take a few minutes to go to, you know, show me the difference between the different kinds of salami. And as it turned out, they didn't sell the one that I wanted, so she, you know, so I had to ask, well, do you think that it's in the, you know, the ones that are already packaged? And she said it could be. You know, weird customer service, but I was making her pay for it. You know, taking my time, saying, well, I want to see the end of this one. She let me taste one of it. It was awful. And so she handed me a paper towel. She said, you can go ahead and spit it out, because you don't need to have that dirty look, that kind of look on your, disgusted look on your face. I did it again. No, I did it because it was real. It was disgusting. Stop, because it was that disgusting, you know, and I wasn't going to spit it out. Ugh. But she, you know, said, wipe your hands on that, like I'm a child and she's my age, and no thank you, you don't need to infantilize me, and you're not going to. Seriously, remember, I live in Narcissism-Ville, what I call Narcissism-Ville. Anyway, so I'm going through the store, you know, after I leave there, and I find the salami, and I'd already seen kind of what it looks like, but it's a packaged thing. I wanted something fresh, you know, out of a deli, but they didn't have it. They don't carry that. So I got a package of it, you know, when it's packed. So I'm walking through the aisles, and hardly anybody's in the store at all, you know. And I'm walking down the aisle. Nobody's down these aisles, any of these aisles. And all of a sudden, I'm bending down to look at something that I have not found in years. And wow, I finally found it. It's called kitchen bouquet. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. But my mom used it when I was a child, and I thought they were out of them. I thought it was gone. Bye-bye, you know. But I found it, and it was on the bottom shelf, so I was happy. I'm a tall person. I'm a tall woman. Okay. And so I was having to bend down to get it because it was on the bottom shelf, and some of them were expired. So I was trying to reach all the way down on the bottom shelf as a tall woman and get all the way around in the back to see if the ones in the back are not expired, you see. And there was a woman, she was walking, and her friend was pushing the shopping cart, and they were around my age. Well, she saw me, you know, my shopping cart was on the one side, like when you drive, but I was bending down on the other side to get that, you know, from the back. Well, she comes walking up, she says, excuse me, I need to get by. Okay, she wasn't there until I was bending, you know, she wasn't there when I started bending down. So she came up pretty fast, and I was just like, oh my goodness, really? Here we go again. So I found one, I was putting one back in the shopping cart, so she did walk by. And she walked by like, you know, she was just an average person, nothing special about her at all. And she walked by like she was the Queen of Sheba. Did you ever, when you were a child, did you ever say it like that, Queen of Sheba? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so where was I? But anyway, the woman, she walked by like, you know, she was Queen Sheba. Is it Queen Sheba or Queen of Sheba? But you know, anyway, so she does it, and it could have been her sister. They were around my age, seriously. And same ethnic group, so it's not one of those things. They're both women. I'm female, so yeah, I'm a woman. Like I said, same age. And the one behind her that was pushing the shopping cart, like I said, it could have been her sister. She walks extremely slow, like exaggerated slow past me. I mean, it was on purpose slow. Okay, that's the only way to say it, on purpose slow. And so when they got around me, you know, they were in front, so then they were in front of me. Well, some other woman come up behind me. It was around my age. Okay, I'm trapped because they're ones in front of me that had just passed me. They're on both sides of the lane, and the one behind me, she's right in the middle. I'm trapped right there. Okay, then the one that was pushing, the one that had been pushing her shopping cart, she decides to come back pass me again. Well, when she does, okay. All the while I was saying, saying, mumbling under my breath, yeah, this is just a bunch of child play. These are the type of people who do childish thing. Like not all children do it. Like a rotten child. Let's say rotten child. And that's how they were behaving. They were doing this kind of crap on purpose. Some would say they were purposely trying to get my eyes away from my purse. Well, I always lock my purse in the child restraint thing, the child belt. So I wrap it around, so if somebody tries to take it and run, they're not going to go very far. They're going to be pulled by the shopping cart back. And it's also always zipped, and it's in my eyesight, okay? So, because I've had instances where it did seem that way. But some people say that. It's just trying to distract me and stuff. Well, whenever that woman, the one that had been pushing the cart, walked back by me to go in the other direction, well, I decided, hey, now I can get out of here. So right before I got to that woman that was standing there, the one that had first walked by like she was Queen Sheba, well, she was still standing there. She was looking at something across like I had been, but she wasn't bending down. She was just looking at something. So I walked past her very, very, very slowly. And I mean, I actually started laughing, and I said, children at play. I am not a silent person. And you know what, in this day and time, if you are a person who stands your ground and marks your boundaries in the sand, or you show people this is how it feels, you know what, you are the one with the problem. That's how people see it. It's gotten so twisted that you are the one with the problem. Nope, I'm the one that's pointing it out, and you can say that all you want to and project all you want to, whatever. You're wrong. And I'm going to show it to you. And of course, it's one of those things that that people can be dangerous. Anybody can be dangerous. And you have to make your own judgment on your own situation and go from there. You pay the consequences of your actions or inactions. But I am into this lately that I've noticed more and more, but really I've always been. To draw your boundaries. You don't just, you're not at all responsible for what people do to you. These narcissistic, these toxic people, these abusive people, it's not your fault that they've done it. That's on them. Okay? But I do believe in setting boundaries. So, I'm just not letting, but it depends on the situation. Like I said, people can be dangerous. Anyway, but yeah. Well, then after that, I said, I know what's going to happen. I know without a doubt. And I went way down a few aisles to get something else. And then when I came back, I had forgotten. I didn't get the one thing that I wanted from one of the things I wanted from that aisle. I got one of them, but not the other one. So I went back there to get it. And as I'm coming back out, you got it, that woman. She was pushing the thing and almost ran into me, which she would have been in the wrong because she was jutting out when I was already there at the end of the lane. So she's, oh, excuse me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I get into the lane, and I'm the only person, and you got it. She's right behind me. I'm starting to think stalkerish much, really. But then another woman opened up in another lane and come and got them. Actually got them and said, come over here. Which was a good thing, because that woman and her sister, I'm thinking sister or friend, best friend, whatever, it was creepy, really. After a while, it got creepy. But that's life in Narcissism-Ville. I think I'll be telling more stories like this. It's good to vent it out so it doesn't, eat me up. But I'm almost out of minutes on my phone. I don't think I've ever gotten this low on the minutes part. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm going to talk to you on another video. Bye.